Greetings, wrestling fans! Welcome back to the channel. I'm here to talk briefly about Smackdown, and I'm here to briefly talk about Smackdown and what went on the show. In my opinion, Smackdown, I will admit a little bit that Smackdown hasn't been, the level that I want it to be. I will still say I will still prefer Smackdown over Monday Night Raw. But let's talk about this episode. We started off with a very good steel cage match, so good start so far. We had a good start with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn having a good steel cage match. Drew McIntyre would win with a Claymore, and then we go from good to incredibly shitty and stupid. We get the shit with Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. This right here is one of the reasons why I think SmackDown isn't very good. Vince is pushing Madcap Moss. And honestly, Madcap Moss is not a good wrestler. He's not very good. He's not very good. He's just a Billy Kay wannabe. Because at least Billy Kay was funny. At least Billy Kay was funny when she was a comedy character. But Madcap Moss, he ain't funny. And secondly, he's a horrible babyface. He doesn't get the reactions that Vince wants. At least as a godforsaken heel, he actually got reactions. At least as a heel, he got reactions. And his terrible jokes actually worked. And now now it's backfiring. It's now backfiring on WWE greatly that he's now not in the position that WWE wants him to be. And don't get me started on Happy Corbin or Baron Corbin, whatever. He's trash as well. He ain't any better. Now, yes, he's a good heel and he gets the reaction. Now, he's a good heel and he gets the reactions you need as a heel. So, yeah, there's that. At least Corbin, that's the only good thing about Corbin. He gets the reactions you need out of him. Then we get Ricochet, who is possibly the only other good thing on the show. He was able to beat Shanky in an IC title match. And now it seems like Shanky and Jinder Mahal might be breaking up as well. Do we care? No. We don't. And no, we don't. And then we get Raquel Gonzalez. I know she's known as Raquel Rodriguez, but who cares? But I don't really care. I don't care for her. She battled in an enhancement talent. And funny enough, this enhancement talent actually fought back. She goes by the name of Cat Cardoza. Cat Cardoza, who was the enhancement talent on the show. And honestly, I'm shocked it was not a squash. Because that's normally what enhancement talents matches are. They're normally one-sided squashes. Cat Cardoza actually fought back. She actively got hits in on Raquel. She actively got the upper hand. Like, sure, it was only small amounts of upper hand, but I'm just gonna say this to you all right now, and maybe some of you agree with me, some of you don't agree with me, but I thought Cat Cardoza looked better in the ring than Raquel Gonzalez. No joke, I thought this enhancement girl looked better in the ring and came out looking better than Raquel Gonzalez. The whole point of enhancement talents is supposed to make the person in the ring look good, and the enhancement talent is supposed to make the other person look good. But I find it funny that Cardoza, to me, looked better than Raquel. And the fact that Raquel struggled to beat this girl just made me laugh. It just made me laugh my ass off. And I just thought it was really, really funny. So yeah, Raquel Gonzalez obviously beat her, but I found it really funny that Raquel struggled to beat this enhancement talent. And we did have a good thing happen on SmackDown, and that is there'll be no unification for the Tag Team Championships. I'm guessing WWE realized that this was not a smart idea, so they've now decided to can the whole thing. RK Bro and the Bloodline did not sign the contract for the unification. For the unification match, Roman Reigns came out to assist the Usos in beating down RK Bro, but this led to Drew McIntyre coming in. And pretty much, you know, getting that ready. So it sounds like we're getting ready for a Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns feud. So that's really the good thing there. There may be no unification for the tag team titles. So good job, WWE. You made the right decision to cancel that idea. So that was a good thing. Naomi and Shayna Baszler had a match. We all know how much, you guys know how I feel about Shayna Baszler. She sucks. Naomi got the win, which I thought she wasn't going to, but I'm happy with her getting the win. And then Natalya and Shayna Baszler proceed to beat up the champions after the match. Natalya put Sasha in the sharpshooter, and then Shayna Baszler proceeded to stomp on Naomi's arm. And then we get New Day versus the Fight Night Club about round 526. I don't get why these two teams are still feuding with each other. Shouldn't this been over after WrestleMania? But WWE just like prolonging feuds when they really shouldn't. WWE just really like prolonging feuds for way too damn long when they really should be over with by a certain time. Xavier Woods would defeat Ridge Holland, Sheamus would get mad, then Sheamus would beat Kofi Kingston. And the only highlight about this whole thing was, I can't remember which New Day member it was, but someone called Sheamus Shaking Sheamus. And the crowd continued to chant it, and that was probably the only hilarious thing about that whole thing. So that was possibly the only hilarious thing. So then we get to the main event, and that was Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair's Beat the Clock Challenge. This was the main event. Possibly the only good thing that came out of this is that Shotzi and Aaliyah were in the main event segment of SmackDown. Maybe that is a tiny positive for both Aaliyah and Shotzi, but other than that, you guys are going to be shocked at what I'm going to say here. Maybe some of you won't be. But I actually liked the booking of this I Quit Beat the Clock challenge. It made sense. Ronda beat Shotzi, Charlotte failed to beat Aaliyah. This is how I personally felt it should have been booked. Because here's the thing. If you had Ronda beat Shotzi, and then Charlotte beat Aaliyah, it would hurt both Shotzi and Aaliyah. It would hurt them both because then they're both quote-unquote buried. It wouldn't have helped either one of them if they both didn't win. And secondly, you can't realistically have Shotzi and Aaliyah win. You can't realistically have them both win. And I don't think it's possible to perform DQs in this either. So in my opinion, I was like, well, what makes sense is that Ronda beats Shotzi, but Charlotte fails to beat Aaliyah. And I'm so shocked that this is how WWE actually handled it. So in my opinion, I liked it. I liked how it was booked. I felt a little bad for Shotzi to basically play punching bag for Ronda, but you know, at least Aaliyah looked good, not losing to Charlotte Flair at least. And then because Charlotte Flair lost the I Quit challenge, she proceeded to beat up Drew Gulak. Honestly, if I'm Drew Gulak, I'd actually be quite happy being on TV because yeah, I'm getting beat up by a woman every week, but hell, at least I'm getting a good paycheck out of it. At least I'm getting a good paycheck, and I'm on TV every week. I would rather be on TV getting beat up by women than sitting in catering, not doing anything. So that is my review on SmackDown. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up, comment your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you all next time.